Hi there, so glad you stopped by. This week we're going to check out Brea Reese Watercolor Inks. So stick around and I'll show you how to paint these pansies. Hi, I'm Kellie Chasse. Welcome to my YouTube channel where I have new videos every Tuesday at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So make sure you click that subscribe button, click the little bell, and you'll never miss one. I also have full monthly online classes and tutorials on my website at www.kellychasseffineart.com. And I do have over 10,000 students and over 15 years of experience teaching art classes. So if you have a chance, head over to my website and check them out. So hey everyone, happy Tuesday to you. I have to tell you about what my mom got me for my birthday in April, and I have been using them, and I have to share them with you because these are some of my new favorite watercolor brushes. They come in this cute little case that you can carry them, and they're portable, so fold right up. They don't take a lot of space. It's going to be great for plein air this summer. And it comes in 3 different sizes, so you just attach the back and you have a nice long brush, and they really hold the water wonderfully. They have a wonderful tip on them. And the sizes, the largest one it comes in is a size 12, and also have an 8, a 6, and a 4 in the little kit. I'm going to be using those today, and I'll leave you the link in the description box down below if you want to check these out. They are beautiful brushes. So far, I have loved them, and I've been using them since April now. Today I'm going to show you how I'm using my new watercolors that Brea sent me along with my alcohol inks last week. So if you missed last week's demo that I did with the alcohol inks for Brea, so you can check that out. I'll leave that in the comments below in the description box, as well as in the top right hand corner. If you just click on that, it'll take you there to last week's video, and you can check that out. So I am loving these Brea Reese watercolor inks and alcohol inks. I was new to them and wasn't quite sure. I've been using one particular brand almost like the entire time, so I'm branching out. So thank you, Brea Reese, for sending these to me, and I'm excited to try them out. So we're going to be doing a little watercolor demo of a flower today. And I have my little palette to the right, and I'm just going to drop this in. As you guys know, my dad's been in ICU. He is actually still in the hospital, poor guy. Yeah, not to get into a long story, but he's got a long recovery ahead of him. I feel so bad because it's his favorite time of year. We have the lake house. He was planning on bringing the boat up, so he's so bummed. So I've been busy back and forth. It's a 3-hour ride to the hospital here, and we've had graduation last week. My son actually graduated from high school. So proud of him. He got some scholarships, and he graduated with highest honors, and he's in the National Society program. Not to be a bragging mom, but we're just so proud of this young man, and he's going to be going into nursing to do an anesthesiologist. I think that's how you say it. Anesthetist, nurse, CRNA, that's what they call it. It's been crazy here, and I have not had a chance to paint as much as I wanted to. Of course, summer's here, so it's always hard. I've been working in the garden, and that's why I'm decided on flowers again. I did some flowers earlier for the spring because I was so excited about it. And I'm doing them again. So to tell you what I'm doing, because that's why you're here, you want to see how I'm painting these, right? I have a very light shade, and I'm using the number 12 brush, and I'm just creating some separate petals, what looks like a petal, very random, and not a lot of thought with these. It's just dripping in color, and you can see how wonderful these inks are. You can really water them down to get a very nice light shade. They're going on the paper nicely. This is a 140-pound cold press paper that I'm using by Arches to drop these into, and you can see what a beautiful, I guess that the color is gorgeous. This is the purple. I didn't get to try this when I tried the lavender last week. So this is the purple shade in the watercolor. And let me take a look here for you so I can give you the exact name. So it's actually violet, and Again, these are watercolor inks, different than alcohol inks. Alcohol inks are alcohol-based, and the watercolor inks are watercolor-based. Some of you might be wondering what's the difference between watercolor ink and watercolors. And really the big difference between the two is watercolors can be reactivated with water, whereas watercolor ink, usually they add a little bit of a chemical like a varnish or something to the watercolor ink. So when it dries, it usually will dry permanent. So we're going to be testing that one out. Some of them don't have that in it, so you can reactivate them. And we'll give this one a test here at the end to see how that works. I'll let you know if you can actually reactivate these. I am just adding a little bit different shade to this. I know I do have another color here. This is called Neutral Gray. I'm just deepening that light shade of purple that we used the first time just to get a few different shades of color in here. And once I have the light shade in, I'm just dropping in a darker shade of that violet right into it. And you can see, again, these are not really a specific flower. They look more like a violet or a pansy, but this is more abstract and it's fun. So the colors that they gave me for watercolor inks were, the other color was Kelly green, which I'm going to try out, and then an ultramarine blue and also a ocean green. So those are the colors that I have. So I'm trying to work with the colors that they sent me. So this color here is the ocean green that I'm using. It's actually a very pretty color. But I want to try adding a little bit of the Kelly green to this as well, just to see what the difference is going to be. And you can see here I've got a lot of, I don't have a lot of room in my palette. I should have grabbed a clean one, but I have some white gouache in here I was using. So we'll just, it stays in place quite well. So we'll just drop it in here. So this is the Kelly green, and it mixes nicely between the two. This is probably, it's a very bright green. It's a true Kelly green. I'm just adding a few little petals or little flowers. Little leaves. I already did the flowers. Little leaves here. Just a few. Again, we're just doing an abstract. But it really does give you that illusion of a lovely little flower and some little leaves. We've got a couple little stems in here. Adding a little bit more of that gray, that neutral gray. Again, just trying to create some different colors to see what they're going to do when you mix them together. I'm going to go in with a little bit darker shade here of the Kelly green. Again, I have a little bit of that gray mixed in there as well, so you can see I have a couple different colors going on here. And it's always fun to see what you can create for colors with a very limited palette. Oh yeah. So we can put a little darker value in here. Rinsing that brush off. Let's go ahead and mix a little bit of that ocean green back in here. And now we'll add a little bit more purple. You can see it's a little bit darker shade than what I initially had. So I'm trying to get a few different values in here with the same color. And it's just by adding water. So you can continue to lighten those shades up the more water you add to them. And again, just dabbing. Ooh, look at that. A little bit of that. This is just pure pigment in here. That first puddle. So I'm going to just continue on with this. I am really liking these. I think they're blooming beautifully. Wait to see how dark they dry. See if the color changes much in them when I hit it with a blow dryer. So you can see wherever these petals are wet, if I bring that green down into it, it just gives it a really natural bloom into the colors of the purple, so it gives a more natural look. Again, it's a very abstract style, and these once again, make wonderful warm-up paintings, and a great thing to just play around with. Again, adding a little bit more of that deeper purple. I guess that was purple I added earlier. I haven't actually used, did I put in that natural gray? I thought that was natural gray, but it's actually the purple I was using. See, that's the problem when I'm painting it first and then I go back in and do my audio. Oh, goodness. So I'm putting a little bit darker shade on the underneath of that flower. I think it's a little bit too dark. So what I'm doing is I'm just lifting that out. So it looks like the darker is on the inside of that, and that's the petal around the outside. Maybe put a little bit darker over here. So underneath it's got a little bit of a shadow. There we go. So lifting is really easy. I just have a paper towel, and while it's still wet, if I just push down, I can lift that darker color right out. You can see how easy it is to do that. Not as easy if it dries, because once this is dry, it's going to remain there. Again, just putting a little darker shade on the outside of those petals, giving it a little bit more shape. And I'm really going random with where these petals or where these leaves are going. I think I want to do more purple back down here. And just lightening some of those areas. Maybe add a little bit more of the stems. We'll pop in a little one over here. And then I think what I'm going to do is go ahead and give this a quick blow dry and come back, and then we'll see if there's much difference from the colors when it is wet versus when it's dry. So I'm back here now, and this is completely dry. I'm just re-wetting this little area here. We'll make this a little bit darker. I wanted to see how this is going to work with re-wetting some of those areas and adding some more color to it. Just getting a little bit darker shade in the center for some little dots and textures in the middle. So if you stick around to the very end here, I'm going to show you how this works too once I have completely let it dry for a couple of days, and then I went back in to reactivate it, and we'll show you the surprise results. I'm trying a little bit of that blue that is, actually it's ocean green, and creating a little bit of these fun little flowers. Again, I want just to try the colors just to see what they're going to look like. Mixing and matching. And this is a really pretty shade, but it does look more blue to me, even though it's considered an ocean green. I guess that's ocean green. And again, adding just a little bit more deeper shade of color to those petals. So here it is, all finished and dry. I don't like that one little flower that ends up being a little bit too dark, but not bad. So this is it after we've dried it. I've got some water in here, and I'm just going to spritz this. This has been dried for a couple of days now, so it's completely dried. And let's see if this is going to reactivate these inks, these watercolor inks. And it did. Look at that. You can really reactivate. There's a lot of pigment coming out of that. So that is nice to know. And you can see it did have some staining underneath that green. That might be difficult. Maybe if I wet it a couple of times just to see if I could get some of that out. But it does reactivate. So that could be different with other colors. So let's give it a spritz overall and see what happens. So yeah, everything is reactivating. So you probably can't get it back to that white shade, but it definitely will reactivate. So that tells me it probably doesn't have those varnish chemicals in there, so that it doesn't set permanently like some of the other inks will do. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. Please make sure to give it a like and a share. Remember, liking and sharing is caring. And it helps me grow my channel, and I really appreciate it. Leave me some comments down below if you have tried the Brea Reese watercolor or alcohol inks. Let us know down below in the comments what you thought so everyone else can hear what they think of Brea Reese and their new product. So thanks again for joining me, and we will see you guys next Tuesday. Have a great week. Bye-bye.